back to Vision on TV. I'm here at Adhocracy with Dot Howard from Live Art Collective East, LACE. Hello Dot. Hello. Can you tell me a bit more about LACE and what that is?
Yeah, well I can try. So LACE is it's a collective based in the Eastern region, or what the Arts Council say is the Eastern region country. There are 12 artists in LACE, and we cover the 6 counties that make up the Eastern region. So nobody lives particularly close to each other. It was born out of having done a residency or a retreat, a live art retreat in Ipswich 2 years ago, and the artists on that retreat decided to create a collective in order to, I guess, maintain support and a kind of, well, to create a supportive network for artists in the Eastern region making live art.
So how do you meet up if you're spread out completely across East Anglia or that whole area?
With difficulty. Most of the meetings that we've had have been in London, which is not ideal. Somehow
you had one memorable meeting recently, didn't you? And tell me about that.
We met in, well actually it was the first meeting we had where I think it was every member of the collective met at Stansted Airport, and Stansted kind of sits roughly in the middle of where we all live around the region, so it was a kind of practical place. It's very difficult to travel across loads of the counties in the Eastern region. Public transport is terrible, and in fact I think to get from, for example, Norwich to Bedford, it would take something like 6.5 hours in a car. So it's a lot of our meetings either happen in London at places like Stansted Airport, or they're done remotely, so via Skype. We have a base camp online, which is a kind of a method for us to communicate using email. That means that if I type an email, every member of the collective can get that email, and then you can upload images and videos and whatever else onto that site, which has been really useful. But yeah, it's difficult. Geographically, it's very difficult.
It's kind of ironic then that you're meeting in an airport, which is a place where people fly away from East Anglia, but of course it was the only place that you could get together. You're arriving by land and you're leaving by land, and most people at an airport have had at least half their journey is by air.
Yeah, and I think actually for me I think the journey from Norwich to Stansted, because I live in Norwich, and that took ages. It was actually quite difficult to do. And I felt like when I got to the airport, I was ready to get on a plane and go on holiday. And actually we sat down and had a 4.5-hour meeting, watching hundreds and hundreds of people going off on their holiday around us. It was really quite bizarre, yeah.
So LACE Collective has got a commission at the moment. There's a number of projects going on. You're involved in one of those commissions called 3-Step Endeavour. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. 3-Step Endeavour is a project by myself, Holly Darton and Vicky Weiss, and essentially it's about hopscotch being a meeting place for visual art and sport, and the project's in development at the moment. It will kind of culminate as a performance in the summer 2012 to coincide with the Olympic Games, and we are currently training as professional athletes to become the British or the UK hopscotch champions. I'm going to say that again. We're currently training to be professional hopscotchers, making up the UK hopscotch team. And I'm not allowed to say that we're going to be in the Olympics. We've been instructed not to say that, so we're not going to be doing hopscotch for the Olympic Games, but we are becoming professional athletes and forming a team that will represent UK in the hopscotch championships, perhaps.
And what does professional training involve?
Well, currently we each have a specialism. So my specialism is hopping. Vicky's specialism is jumping, and Holly's is stepping. And we have a personal trainer each. So we've paid for a personal trainer who's put together a training package for us, depending on our particular skill. And so we're kind of training independently, and then every now and then we come together and do a group training session and spread the word about what we've been doing and how it's affecting us psychologically and physically.
And are you going to be encouraging other people to play hopscotch along with yourselves?
Yeah, actually one of the projects that is involving every lace artist is a mass participation hopscotch event where we're attempting to break a world record, and that's happening, I forget the date, but it's on the website anyway. That's it's happening in Colchester, just after the Olympic Games, I think. And the idea is we have to get, I think it's more than 250 people hopscotching simultaneously to create a record. So part of what we're doing in Three Step Endeavour is kind of spreading the word about this event, but also just getting people to think a bit about their particular relationship to sport within the kind of wider context of the Olympics, I suppose. So thinking about, you know, how the person on the street really sort of sees where they fit amongst the very sort of high-end athletics, and that's it.
So thanks for talking to us, Doc. Good luck with the hopscotch, breaking the world record there, and I'm sure people will be interested and want to come along and join you. They can join you by contacting you through the website, is that right?
Yeah.
So look out for LACE websites.
It's www.liveartcollectiveeast.com.
Thank you, and that's all for now from Vision on TV. It was quite long, wasn't it?